Hey guys, what is up? It's me, back with the third part of the From Beginner to Expert scripting series. Today we will be talking about functions in our Roblox Studio. So I'll be creating a new script or just renaming this script and doing everything in it. My script, #3, and cleaning everything out. If you haven't already watched the videos from before, they will really help you out, I promise. Because we'll be using variables in a lot of stuff today. Now, there are three main ways I use functions: built-in functions, on-event functions, and variable functions. Now, you could do local function. Make sure you spell it right. Now, what this is we are creating a variable for function, and after space after function, we will be putting the name of the function. Let's put my function. Won't be put in parentheses, line, and then n should show up. So now let's talk about some good variable etiquette and how to name things in studios, ways you should. So if you have a part in your game and the name is going to be made up of one word, don't have it capitalized in the name of it. If you have a part in the workspace or whatever, and it's going to be made of two words in the name, make both of the letters that start afterwards capitable, capitable, I think, capital, and then that's good etiquette for names of parts and stuff. If you're doing variables, if it's two words for the name of the variable, you would have the first word uncapitalized and the second word capitalized. If it is one word, then the first letter will be capitalized. That's just the way I do it, and it's always nice and neat for me. So now if this is a function, and it will not run. Firstly, because there's no code in it, and second of all, it's a variable and won't run variables automatically. Anyway, this will probably be a longer video, about 20 minutes or longer, most likely. Anyways, let's create a part in the workspace. Let's make a nice 3 by 3 by 3 square. Why don't we? Anyways, say when we want this variable to run, we change the color, the brick color, from fossil to really red. Let's put it back at fossil. And let's do outside the function, we'll put local part equals game.workspace.part. So now we will do part.brickColor equals brickColor. Not new. You'll know how this works if you watch my old video, but if you didn't, I'll give you a quick summary. We're creating a big brick color, which is the property of the part, which is a color, but it's not RGB. And we are creating a brick color, but we don't want to be something else's brick color, so we are making a new one with parentheses. And this is a built-in function. Whenever there are parentheses, it is a function. And we are going to pass things inside parentheses, such as really red. What this does is, when this function is called, which we haven't called yet, it will change the part's color to a red color. Well, really red, to be specific. And I like to call this passing details, because you are just passing details to a built-in function. If you put something, you don't know what to do, but if you put this text, it'll set the brick color to that text. So, let's run this function. And the way you would do that is, you do a name of the function in the parentheses. Parentheses are for later, which I'll teach you about in just a second. Now, if we run, which you should remember how to do, it will set to red. Now, just to prove I'm not lying, you need to actually run the function. I'm going to put 2 dashes. That way it's a comment and the script will ignore it. As you can see, it didn't change anything. So if we go back in here and we get rid of the comment, it'll actually work. So now let's talk about these parentheses and what they do. So say in the variable for the function, we put the text color. And in the brickcolor.new, instead of the quotation marks and the text, let's put color. Make sure there are no parentheses because this is non-parentheses. Now when we call the function, it'll have no idea what color is. But if we put, not parentheses, quotation marks in here and put really red, it will set color as really red since this is the first thing being passed. So color is set to really red. Brick color is a brickcolor.new and the color, which is really red. So now if we run the script, you can see that becomes red. Even though you can see in the script, nowhere in this highlighted part did we put the text really red. And it changed the brick color to really red. Pretty cool, right? Now let me show you how to parse multiple instructions. So after quotation mark, not inside quotation marks, let's put a comma, 0.5, and now we will put a comma after color, and let's put transparency. Now what this will do, it'll set a variable as transparency to 0.5, because we're passing the number 0.5 secondly, and transparency is second. So now it can do part.transparency equals transparency. Because the transparency has been passed from here, it says 0.5, so it'll be half see-through and red when we run. As you can see, it's half see-through and it is red. So that is how you write a variable function. And now let's go into a in-game function. Let's do local players equals game, not players. So it's a variable for the players because the Explorer is the game. I like to think about it. Let's do players, not player added. Now when you have the PLA, it should pop up as player add. You can see that to the left of it, you can see that there is a lightning bolt. What this means is an event. So when a player joins, it will trigger this event. Think of it like a pistol. When you pull your finger on the trigger, it will fire the gun. When a player joins, it will fire this event. So if we have player added, then we can do this thing, and you'll put a full colon, not a semi-full colon, and you'll put connect. So now right here, what we can do is we can do my function, which I'll just show you here, really red, and the comma 0.5. Now if we comment this out so it doesn't affect anything, you can see when we run, nothing will happen. Now I'll tell you why. Oh, well, it did happen. Give me a second. We have an error. Let's see what happened. Let's get rid of everything in here. Let's put my function. Parentheses. Let's put really red and comma 0.5. So now, if we actually played the game instead of just running it, it should run the player add. You can see it is set to half transparency and is red. Now, say you want to create a new function. So Now let's just do a long comment, which you would do by putting normal comment, and then you would put two opening brackets. At the end of the comment, which would be down here, you can get rid of this. As you can see, my function does not exist because it is commented out, and the script will ignore it. So if we get rid of everything here, except for two parentheses, we can put function. And then we can put, well, let's just put parentheses and nothing else for now. There. So now there should be an end with a parenthesis, because in a normal function, there would be an end. But because you're connecting, and that's a function, there's a function inside of it, there should be two closing parentheses. And there's one closing parenthesis here, and one will be after the end. Of course, you could just do this, but that takes up lines, and it's not very efficient. So let's just keep down the end. Let me change. I'm going to do game colon get service, which is function. Let's do players. This is just a better way to do it because it'll let load in before it sets the variable, which is what I understand anyways. Now let's do part.BrickColor. BrickColor.new, really red. Let's do part.transparency equals 0.5. So now let's talk about something really cool. In the player adds, when the player joins, if you do a function, you can set a variable through here automatically called PLR, or whatever you want to call it, as long as it's not already a variable name, or like game or workspace or anything like that that's already taken. Let's put PLR. Now what this does is it automatically sets a variable as the local player, which is the player who joins, which would be you if you're joining. If your friends join, the player would be equal to him. But it's only for you. So anyways, if we play, you can see that when a player joins, the part is half transparent and the brick color is set to red. Now remember how we got an error earlier? I think I know what happened. Let's get rid of this comment. Alright. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of everything here. I'm going to do players, not the player add. I'm going to connect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put PLR, then a comma. This is what went wrong. PLR is the player, and because that's always the first one, it thought that color was the player, and it's like, I didn't know that a player was a color. That's what happened when it gave us an error. So now we can add the really red, then the comma 0.5. And let's put player, comma. Actually, no, let's not bother with that. But you get the idea on how that would work, because we just went over it. So that is it for now, and I will do a little bit of freestyle scripting. Function change. So I'll be commenting my best as I can for this. So I'm saying the variable to the game.workspace.part, as you can remember. So I'm saying a variable for a function, and I'm saying the name as change color, the proper variable grammar, as you can remember. And now I have the color as a past info. Down here, we can put part dot brick color equals that brick color dot new color. Now let's do local function transparency. Let's do trans in here. And let's do part dot brick color. No, not brick color dot transparency equals trans. Now let's have a thing when game.players.playerAdd connect. No, I'm going to have change color. Have red. Now I'm going to use a built-in function, which is part.change, which is when anything about change will connect into transparency 0.5. So now what this will do is add a weight 3 here. So now what will happen is when a player joins, because this will run when you're joining obviously, so you don't always need to use the player add event. So let's run change color with really red as the color. Let's change it up and do really blue. Now it'll set the brick color to really blue. And we have a variable for a function which is transparency with trans passed as info. We'll wait 3 seconds so we can see it in effect. And the part.transparency equals trans, which is passed down here. And when the part.changed, and like when the part is changed, it'll run the transparency function with 0.5. Now, what this does is it will wait 3 seconds so we can see an effect. And it's changed because the brick color is changing. Let's see if this works. Hopefully we don't get any errors, but if we do, it's a good way to learn. Yes, we did. What functions did not work because something was passed as nil. Maybe if we quote the numbers. Maybe that will work. Who knows? Maybe it won't. But anyways, you can see why you have to debug, and I'll try to figure this out post-production. That way we can see if we can figure out what went wrong. So now, what's going to happen is it set the transparency and set the color. So that is all I have for you guys for today, and I will be seeing you guys later. Bye! Thanks for watching.